the same way, which is I think that somebody like Jesus had a like top tier enlightenment experience to the point of being in pain. And then, and also Jesus says that, you know, even the least amongst us will be greater than him at some point. Like we're here training to be like Jesus. And so I think that Jesus is a high level master teaching the Tao, teaching the way, right? Teaching these energy things and the metaphysical reality and all the things that we've talked about to a degree. That's what I believe, that we can all attain that. And Jesus is not to be worshipped like a lot of people do. He never asks that at all. So I'm curious about your theology, if you have any, if you believe in these avatars, or if you think that you are just like me, kind of like training to be like them.
You fucking hit the nail on the head, dude. I have the same understanding. I do believe it could have been a man that was just on the archetypal journey of the hero's journey, and he tapped in. You know, this is all, none of this shit is new. Okay, it's all part of the logos, and we kind of tap into those archetypes, and it plays out in our life cyclically. So, I mean, for example, I had my trial and errors, my dark night of the soul, almost died, almost fucking overdosed several times, went on the streets, went in suicide watch, in jail, dark night of the soul, 27, came to a culmination, hit major rock bottom at the age of 33, and almost fucking died from a drug-induced infection. And that's when all of a sudden I begged for help on my knees to the universe, to God. And I all of a sudden woke up the next day with a Kundalini awakening charge sparking off in my lower spine. And I pushed it up into my brain and I blasted off. And so what, Jesus died and was resurrected, 33 vertebrae, 33 years old. So I think it's an archetype that we can all tap into.
I agree.
That doesn't take away from anything this dude has ever done, if he did live. But also a large portion of Christianity is something called astrotheology, which is basically symbolism of the cosmos or the stars. So, but I believe that it's all connected, and it's all archetypes, and it's all energy that we tap into.
Right.
So it could be the stars putting off the fucking archetypes and vibrating out the fucking cymatics and the energy and the information, and then the humans, they just like tap into it like an antenna and then play that shit out. I think that's what it is. And I think now, since humanity's at a point where there's just a lot more Jesuses on the planet, okay?
Oh yeah, I agree, 100%.
That's what I think Christ consciousness is, where he will return. It's not a dude with long hair that arrives in a spaceship in the fucking sky to save everybody. It's a crystalline consciousness that we all tap into through solar codes that are emitting through the light out of the sun. And we just kind of, our antenna goes bing, like a radio station tunes to it. We pull it in, then we play it out. So that's what Christ is to me. It's and also Christ is a title. You could like float the Christ, right? You know, you become the Christ, the Christian one, or whatever. So, and then also there has to do with that. Those archetypes also symbolically play out in the human body too. So the light body, and it's just, I think it's archetypes.
I think we've come, I think as an infinite being beyond what we understand here in this material plane of existence, that we've come through choice to evolve our souls on a plane of existence that we couldn't do anywhere else. And the Jesus archetype, or the hero's journey, is exactly that. You come here, you can take Jesus's word for it. You can even look at some of these other, I think all religions at a certain point are, I think there is an ultimate truth to the reality. And I think what's happened is, like our existence, we kind of bring it another way of kind of understanding it. But think about Jesus's time 2,000 years ago. Most people are illiterate. They didn't have technology, supposedly. Who knows? But let's just assume they didn't. And so Jesus is coming as this ascended master, the Son of God, which we are. Me and you are also the Son of God, and brothers and sisters, and women and men listening. We're all have that spark of divinity inside of us. And we're here to unlock it and grow it. And Jesus is providing a pathway. And I also think that, although misguided to a degree, I think when somebody accepts Jesus and really doesn't do the work or try to go any deeper, I think that may be a get out of jail free card. You know what I mean? Through grace, through grace. I mean, you don't have to take it. You can kind of go the hard road and maybe spend 10,000 lifetimes here trying to figure it out, because I think God gives you that. Another question I wanted to ask you, and this has come from heavy psychedelic use from me. Maybe you have a different perspective. Free will, does it exist, or is it some movie that your consciousness is watching, convinced that it's playing? What do you think? Free will, yes or no?
I think the latter. Okay, let's get a little schizo for a second.
Okay.
Okay, this reality, think of it like a simulation or a video game, right? It has coding to it, has natural laws to it that if you go against, you suffer. I mean, you can go against them if you want to, but
Yep.
eventually you're gonna fucking suffer. So it'd be like, okay, I'm gonna be the Grand Theft Auto character, and I'm just what I want to do is, fucking go get 6 police stars after me and see how long I can survive. Yeah, you got free will, but eventually you're gonna fucking die. Okay. That was the weirdest analogy, but I believe there is free will. Like if I wanted to, I could get up and walk away, and just stop talking to you and fucking leave. But I'm not. I don't want to do that. I'm not gonna do that because that would fuck things up.
But was that predetermined on a level you can't even understand?
I think it goes back to archetypes and synchronicities, and there's a path for you written out.
Right.
What matters is if you align to it.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
100%. I call
and
it
in
God's
the
plan.
spiritual journey, when I jumped on the spiritual journey and started following my heart for the first time in my life, that's when the synchronicity was boom, 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 boom. And then I was just like, is this even fucking my life? Like, everybody just playing some role out.
You nailed it.
I think it's because I got on the path of ascension and just.
I agree. I call it like God's golden path, where the more
there you go,
the more misaligned you are to whatever that actually is for you, which is a very subjective thing, but the more misaligned you are to God's path for your life, the more you experience pain, suffering, unconsciousness, and then and again the opposite, like you said, which is
entropy.
Yes, the synchronicity that arises in that path of trust and stillness.
Oh,
and,
fucking 333.
Perfect. Oh, that's right. You're 3 hours ahead of me.
So when you sent me the email to join the session, I was outside and I was just asking God to like take any bit of negativity or nervousness out of me. And I had this crazy experience where I like shot up and connected to the sun, which was right above my head, shot down, connected to the center of the earth, and just kind of, they met in the middle, just boom, I shot it out of me. And then I was like, I'm ready. And I went over to my phone, boom, there was the fucking email, and then boom, 144 on the phone.
Nice.
I was like, what the fuck, dude? That was weird. Got 111 on the time clock earlier. So I knew for a fact, I know for a fact I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Now, do I have to do it? No. But it's going to fucking suck if I don't. Because if I backed out from this interview with you, because I honestly feel like I was supposed to do it, I would go home. I'd feel like a piece of shit. I'd fucking beat off. I'd fucking, I'd have my coping mechanisms and I'd be depressed. But if I complete this successfully with you and I help people out there in any kind of way, I'm going to go home. I'm going to be happy as fuck. I'm going to be playing the music while I'm barbecuing, and I'm vibing. I'm flowing where I need to go. So anyway.
I feel the same way, which is why I needed to kind of move away from marijuana for a while, just to get out of the forest, and see reality for what it was again, and to experience connections like this, which I think this is a very encouraging thing to people in general, from my experience, which is you are rewarded for movement forward, like shifting and trying to embrace change. It is painful at first, but if you stay in that frequency long enough, like that's the thing, like you could choose, to kind of like want to change your life, but if you don't really do it, especially for an extended period of time, like like reality for me is like a delayed mirror. Okay. So you're looking into the mirror of reality, but it's like your energy from like 6 months ago and how it's perpetuated to this point. And so you become still and the mirror slowly changes. And then you get to a point where it's more in alignment with your conscious, because you were living unconscious and the mirror has manifested this unconscious reality of pain and suffering. Whereas as you become more conscious, the mirror kind of shifts in reality. Yeah, the synchronicities and the encouragement through that, because a massive synchronicity for nobody that's really experienced it. I mean, it's proof beyond proof that this is not what you think it is, that this is some kind of dream.
Yeah,
There's no mathematically way possible that could have happened.
So when I finally agreed to do this podcast, what was it, yesterday? I got 2 major deja vus that hit me that were dreams that I had like 6 months ago. While I was working, I was talking to our sales rep, and they just fucking one after another, 5 minutes apart, hit me. Then I got another one about 20 minutes ago talking to you, and I haven't had a deja vu for fucking 6+ months, long time. And it's because I don't know. I feel like I haven't really been doing what I need to be doing yet, even though everything I've been doing